try that one. Okay, tell me if we're live now.
We're live.
Fantastic. Great. Okay. You know, we test things. That's why we do this. And it worked. I now figured out how to do it, right? Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, I got notifications. It's good.
Good. And it did it right. Okay, cool. Fantastic. Oh, I forgot to start the jam. Shit. Start a jam.
Damn, I got my fan blowing. I could see my Weezer flag a-flowing. Hang it with pride.
Chat popped up on the stream for a second now.
What's up?
The Discord chat popped up on this stream.
Yeah, I
Top 15 album all
What's up,
time.
David Bregman? Hi, Braden. How are you?
I see why you'd say that. I don't agree, but
What's
I'd give
up,
it top
fellas?
30. I know you
Yeah,
probably think it's top 10 gold.
I need to do. That's why we have the premiere thing now, because I want to make it so that people don't see the Discord when I send the Spotify Jam link on it before, so I can do all that shit beforehand. What's up, Unbiased Metal? How are you?
All right, how long do we want to give it before we get to the business?
Just a minute or two, not long. Hey, Dakota. We're testing out some new features tonight. Tried to premiere. I think we're gonna live stream. We're gonna start scheduling these a bit better, so we'll have a bit of a notification go out. Did they get a notification? Oh, you weren't looking at it before.
I did.
When it the schedule part, when it said it was waiting.
No one was waiting, but when it started.
Okay, cool. All right. We'll start at 6:30. How about that? Well, Eastern time.
1 minute.
1 minute. We will start. How are you guys doing tonight? How's everyone doing tonight? You guys ready for some Remain in Light, some Talking Heads? I know Cole's ready. He could live off of this shit. Of course. Awesome. I've become a little bit of a fan of Talking Heads myself. Hard not to when you get into it. It just takes a little bit to get into it.
Oh, I'll make a list of my favorite songs to them one day. It'll be so weird. It's gonna be such a fucking
Well, it
odd
would
list.
be very descriptive of that band then.
I'd have a few songs from Fear of Music in there.
All right, it's 6:30. Let's get started. You fellas ready?
Yep.
Let's do it. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Three Idiots Talking Podcast. Today, we are here with our 900 subscriber video. First of all, thank you guys so much for 900 subscribers. We really appreciate it. We are getting so very close to our 1,000 subscribers. And with that, some major announcements and or a major announcement along with some brand new things coming. So stay tuned for that once we hit 1,000 subscribers. But for today's video, we are at going to be talking about and doing an album review of the album Remain in Light by Talking Heads. Now, this album came out in 1980. It is 40 minutes, 8 songs deep. And I'm gonna let Cole take the rest of this because this is an album he quite enjoys by a band he quite enjoys. So Cole, tell him why you should like Talking Heads, and tell him why you can't about.
You should tell me why you don't like Talking Heads. It's a way more accurate question to ask because how could you possibly not love Talking Heads? Yeah, they dropped Remain in Light, 1980. It's their fourth studio album, I want to say. Pretty sure. Don't quote me.
Yeah, it's 4. It goes 77, Buildings and Food, Fear Music, this.
And it was their. Did he work on more buildings?
He worked on Fear Music.
Was he with them on more buildings?
I don't think so. Just based off the production,
It's either their second or I think I'm gonna say it's their third album working with Brian Eno. Producer,
okay,
songwriter extraordinaire, musical genius, whatever.
Just a few things, right?
Yeah, one of the greatest artists of all time, most underrated artists of all time. Anyway, their third album working with producer Brian Eno, who was also doing a lot of. He's just kind of like, he was producing the album. And just kind of like, I suppose, pushing them to be all the best that they could be. And, they had gotten really inspired by stuff like Afrobeat and polyrhythms, which will come up multiple times across this album. And it all kind of came to a head on this album. Eno's influence working with stuff like ambient music and the band's interest in stuff like Afrobeat and polyrhythms all really come to just kind of meet each other on this album in a wonderful collage, in my opinion.
A wonderful collage. So, all right. So, just in case people might not know who Talking Heads are, introduce the band members. We got David Byrne, the main guy, Big Suit.
Yeah.
Then who else do we got?
Big Suit Boy.
Big Suit Boy.
We got Tina Weymouth on bass, and I think was her husband the drummer. I think his name was Chris. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
The band members.
You got Chris. You got Jerry.
What is Jerry do?
And Adrian Belew would play some guitar on this album. Famous oddball guitarist.
Like top 5 underrated guitarists of all time. Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, but you have David Byrne, Tina Weymouth, Jerry Harrison, and Chris France is the main core of the band. And then on this album, you get some Adrian Belew and Brian Eno.
There you go. Okay, so obviously this has one of the most iconic album covers you'll ever see, with the painted faces of what appears to be a bunch of plus signs all painted over them, and it turns it into a collage covering their.
I guess that is what that is.
Yeah, it's a bunch of plus signs.
At the red.
I think the album cover is really cool, and it's a relatively short album. It's 8 songs, 40 minutes, but they're nothing super long. Outside of that, I don't think there's much more to talk about. Are you guys ready? Remain in Light. Thank you guys for 900 subs. We have Remain in Light starting with Born Under Punches, The Heat Goes On. Radiohead got their name from Talking Heads?
Yes, they did.
I did not know that.
A song called
Talking.
Called Radiohead.
Yeah.
Adrian Belew had a field day at the start of the 80s. He did this and next year did Discipline. What a guy.
One of the most quotable albums I've ever find.
If you're weird, yeah.
If you're cold.
I'm so thin. I'm too thin. Don't you miss it? Some of you people just about missed it. Last time to make plans. I'm a tumbler. I'm a government man. Never seen anything like that before. Falling
Very groovy.
Thank you. Don't even mention it. Oh, take a look at these hands. They're passing in between us. Take a look at these hands. Take a look at these hands. I don't have to mention it. No thanks. I'm a government man.
True.
Doesn't have to mention it, but he will.
Nope. Funkiest, the most chaotic shit ever.
Whole lot of shit going on. What the fuck
This
is
is where he
this?
starts to lose me.
This is where he starts to get me. Like, what the
So
fuck?
rad.
It sounds like a fucking arcade machine. I'd love to know how they made these noises.
How can you play this?
Like, because Adrian Belew is on the album, I can't say it wasn't a guitar. Just because of how fucking weird he is. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about
That
that.
baby boy right there.
You know, Steve.
I'm just gonna say it was, because it was really weird and I didn't know what it was. I'm just gonna say that was an Adrian Belew solo.
My brain gets confused every time I hear this album. I'm not afraid to admit that.
I don't know.
There's 7,000 things happening at the same time.
There's some bands that did some equally wild shit at this time. Ryan would get so overstimulated by elephant talk.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh
Pink
god.
Crimson. It's all talk.
Oh, all talk.
Over talk.
Hands of a government man.
For the 50th anniversary of this album, they have to release the David Byrne overdubs. I want to hear him just making noises.
I want to hear every outtake.
I also hear him screaming and doing all these fucking weird ass things.
It's certainly groovy. Well, that was Born Under Punches. Off of, yeah, that was Born Under Punches. The heat goes on. Ooh. Cole, you seem to have a lot to say, so go for it.
This is my baby boy right here. I fucking adore this song. I mean, it right away on this album, you're just like, you've never heard any other song like this. I mean, besides like the rest of the album, I'm not like, what else sounds like this? I feel like nothing else sounds like this. And like when you have all these polyrhythms going on, and you have David Byrne, what? It's an accurate term, no, I just gotta get used to it.
My polyrhythms.
They're doing it really well. And David Byrne just doing these manic declarations and shouts all over this song. You really wouldn't think it would be this catchy and this fun and this danceable, but for me, it totally is. I am addicted to this song. I think the chorus, like the melody of the chorus, is unbelievably catchy. I think the production is in another fucking universe. It's so fucking good. I love the performances. I love the guitar solo. It sounds like a robot having a seizure, and I fucking love it. It's amazing. I've never heard another guitar solo like it on any other album, and it somehow works. None of this should work. None of it should work at all. But put fucking Brian Eno and Talking Heads in a room together in 1980, and for some reason they are able to make it work because this is just written so damn well. Honestly, I think this is one of the catchier songs ever written. I'm feeling a 10.
Wow.
This is
10
probably
off the
my
bat.
Probably my favorite Talking Head song.
Wow. Okay. Goddamn. All right, Noah, you're up.
There is so much that happens in a song that's under 6 minutes. There is a crazy solo. There's 2 amazing hooks. All I Want Is to Breathe one, and the ending one, The Heat Goes On, which are both phenomenal hooks and could be be great in their own separate songs, but they just said, fuck it, we're just gonna put all this weird shit together. We're gonna gather the weirdest fucking people ever in music. We're gonna grab Brian Eno and Adrian Belew. We're gonna make Adrian Belew play the most fucked guitar solo ever. We're gonna have this crazy percussion as well. This slapping bass. Tina Weymouth, underrated. She can certainly groove. This is a great song. Oh, do I do it? Do I do it?
I think you do
Are
it.
you backing up?
I guess we done.
I guess so.
Oh, back-to-back 10s. Well, I'm gonna be the asshole then. Yeah. Look, I mean, this is a groovy ass song. Absolutely, zero doubt in there. 100% agree with you. My goodness, what an instrumental groove. There is not a more unique, I would just call it talent on the planet. Whether you call him weird, creative, oddball, whatever you want, than Mr. David Byrne. He is the quintessential weirdo in music history, and you just gotta love it. He's up there with the Bowie level of creativity, but it's also just like, it's random shit he throws together, and it just works. And you gotta give credit to him and Brian Eno on this song, and this song in particular, the different grooves that he has with so much instrumental. I mean, so many instrumentals. All the different ones, the keyboards, the different synthesizers, the different guitar playing and rhythms, and all the different stuff, the solos. The things I don't like about Talking Heads, and I don't want to harp on this too much, but the things I don't like about Talking Heads are the random things David Byrne decides to put in at random moments, like little things, like he pressed the keyboard, random keys at some points, he inserts random noises with like a cymbal or something, or all the other odd things he tends to throw in there, just that aren't really part of the groove, but people are like, wow, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, like Cole. It doesn't fit with me as much. It's not something I really care for. That being said, the groove more makes up for it. I think the chorus is great, and wow, great start to the album. But I am going to just give it a 9 because I am once again not the biggest fan of just, I can press random things and on random instruments and throw them in a song and it sounds amazing. It's the greatest, most creative, unique thing I've ever heard in my life.
Absolutely
doesn't seem to, it doesn't hit muster for me. All right, let's see. David Byrne never tried to be
Jonathan. About 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, this we've definitely heard this album before. 8.5 from Sean Dent. Yeah, David Byrne never tried to be anyone else. That is one cool thing about him, is that 100%. The beat indeed goes on. 9.5 from David Brigham. 9.5 from Unbiased Metal. 7.5 because Dakota Sinclair is leaving room for other songs. Weird way of ranking things. That's a very weird way of ranking things, but fair enough.
Top 10 greatest things to happen in music. David Byrne having autism.
Solid.
I'm not gonna say it's wrong.
I knew you'd actually agree with that.
There is always room for improvement. I agree. Shout out to autism. This is a 9.5 for Jonathan. Cole definitely has. Actually, not. It's a 9 for me. Okay. I mean, look, there's people who absolutely love the randomness, like Cole and Noah, and
it might seem random. It's not.
It doesn't fit with me at all, but whatever. All right, up next.
It would not fit more if it tried.
Crosseyed and Painless.
I just looked at the track list and realized what I did. Oh no!
Lost my shape,
Oh boy.
trying to act casual. Can't stop. I might end up in the hospital, changing my shape. I feel like an accident. They're back to explain their experience.
This groove might be better.
This melody. Man.
I just feel like usually.
I'm ready to lay. I push the fence in front of me.
Oh, rad.
Nobody delivers lyrics like David Byrne.
But I never they seem to be. Nothing there. No information left of any kind.
How many Talking Heads fans we got in the
In
chat?
my head.
How many people know of this band? Let me ask that.
A lot.
Signs.
There was a line, there was a formula, sharp as a knife, hearts got a hole in us.
It is undeniable his vocals are better on this song than the previous.
Sharp as a knife.
I think it might have been a market class.
These are probably his best vocals on the album. From an objective standpoint.
Really never thought about it.
See, this is a good use of instrumentals. Weaving them into the other instrumental. Instead of just
What
random
happens?
presses happening.
What happens when you get Adrian Belew and Brian Eno in a room together?
Can you imagine being in that room?
I-
Like, even Vern, Brian Eno, and Adrian Belew.
I would not want to be in a room with Adrian Belew. I don't want to watch him molest his guitar. The most unfathomable shit to it.
Another one of my favorite lyrics.
It's like a taste of medicine. Working by hindsight.
The high-pitched vocals save the song.
I don't know if the song was ever in need of saving.
Find a coffee opportunity. Doing it right. Facts are useful in emergencies.
What's up, Cal Durham? I hope I said your name right.
Facts are simple and facts are straight. Facts are lazy and facts are late. Facts all come with points of view. Facts don't do what I'm into.
I love that part.
Facts are living turned inside out. Facts are getting the best of them. Facts are nothing on the face of things.
It is a dope song.
God, the way he comes in on Still Waiting. So,
Never seen a horse, what are the cowbells used that well in any
Horse
song.
bell?
I almost said horse bell first. I was like, no.
Love a nice horse bell.
All
Yeah,
right, that was Cross-eyed and Painless. Let me take the first
Stallion
stab at
gong.
this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna be upfront and say I like this 100%. Well, not 100%, but I like this better than the previous song. every facet, from the vocals to the instrumentals to the lyrics to the hook to the rhythm and the melody. Everything, every decision he makes on the song, I think is an improvement on the previous one. I think if you took the previous song and said hit the improve button, it would literally just have been duplicated this over and over again, because every decision fall. I love the high pitch or the higher up vocals he does on the chorus. Fantastic. Great decision there. The cowbell and the other instrumental effects he puts in actually work with the instrumental and the rhythm rather than just being inserted randomly and don't really seem to fit along with the rhythm. The lyrics are great. If you read them, he's got a very unique. I would say the lyrics. That's probably the one thing. One thing is the lyrics in the previous song were better. I'll give that. They're more interesting to read. Hands of a government man is funny as shit, and he had a whole bunch of different quotable lyrics. I'll give him that. So the lyrics on Born Under Punch is a little better. Everything else though is just better on this. I can't seem to. And I wanted to point out one thing: production. Needless to say, is going to be great on this album, but it really stands out on this song. This is a 10. Noah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you just agreeing with everything I said and gonna copy paste it?
I'll add a little bit.
Okay.
Pretty infectious groove. The places where they decide to put things is so interesting to me. Like certain hits and bass notes and all these little things that just, I feel like whenever I listen to this album, I can always pick up on something new.
Sure.
Because there's so many things happening, and it helps that it's incredibly catchy and very memorable, melodic. Yeah, anyway, 10.
I don't think I ever realized how prevalent those cowbells are to this listen. It really does add to it. All right, Cole.
I guess I'm gonna be the downer here by giving it a 9.5.
Wow. The hell is
I mean,
different? What's worse? What is worse than the previous song?
I think Born Under Punches is catchier.
Oh, I disagree.
I think Born Under Punches is one of the only songs I've ever heard that no matter how many times they repeat the chorus, it gets catchier. Every single time they repeat it, it gets catchier. I think this song is unbelievably catchy as well. It's maybe the catchiest album ever made. But I come back to Born Under Punches more than this one.
Crazy opinion. Disagree. All right. So let's see. We have a couple people saying this album is dope. Beat is a little bit set it and forget it. 7.5 from Sean Den. Sean Den has not been the most profound listener so far of Talking Heads so far. Unbiased Metal, straight up a 10. Jonathan, okay with the 9.5. His high-pitched vocals help elevate it, but heaps of repetition, 8. The repetition helps keep the vibe of the song on point. It's just a groovy song. It is just a groovy song. The first two songs are very groovy with a lot of repetition, but as we said, the repetition is also countered by a lot of different instrumental inflections all throughout the songs. All right, up next, The Great Curve.
Oh, Lord. Do you think you know what I'm going to do now that I looked at the track list? And that I'm 2 times in?
I didn't think you did that's a famous man.
It just seemed like a 10. I haven't fully heard this album in a while.
I think it's certainly possible to do something.
Hi, Shadow. Oh, that. Love that.
Oh my god, this song is so good.
looking at people. Sometimes we feel that the world is wrong. She loves the world and all the people in it. She shakes them up when she starts to walk. She is only partly human being. She defines the possibilities.
God, the backing vocals on this song is so cool.
Soul sacrifice vibes? What is that? Or are you saying that somebody is sacrificing their soul to this song?
I mean, I would.
Oh my lord.
He's so.
By the way, I'm not just
fucking
saying oh my
awesome.
lord because I think that's a good thing.
I guess it's an insane solo.
This is so good.
World moves on a woman's hips. The world moves and it swivels and bumps. The world moves on a woman's hips. The world moves and it bounces and humps.
What a light, she's gonna open her eyes up. What a light, she's gonna open her eyes up. She's gonna open, 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 open. What a light, she's gonna open her eyes up. She's moving to describe the world. Those messages for everyone. She is moving by remote control. Man, the gods are invisible.
The lyrics on Spotify are having such a hard time figuring out where the hell he is. There's so many lyrics.
Yeah, there's so much going on, yet it's so clear. It's so amazing.
Brian, Nixon gone.
This song is so oddly complex.
Just makes you want to bounce back and forth, man. His voice had the same slow tempo as Jim Morrison. I wish Dakota, but I'll get yelled at if I do that.
Why don't we just let the professionals do that?
I wish.
Lay another one on me. I have no clue what he's doing.
He is losing his mind is what he's doing.
Who plays guitar like this? God, Adrian Belew is part of so many amazing projects, and he's so
And hardly-
easily recognizable.
And yet, outside of the music nerd world, probably most people wouldn't know who he is.
Oh yeah, of course not.
All right, that's the Great Curve. Oops.
I want to go.
I was just about to say, no, we haven't started with you, so you are up, sir.
When I heard this album for the first time, a lot of it didn't stick with me, but the song did, and it still does stick with me. This is easily the biggest groover on the album for me. It is absolutely moving. Some of the great backing vocals that's so fucking nuts. 2 guitar solos from Adrian Belew. Can't tell what he's doing in either of them, but they sound sick. What else? What else do you want? I'm doing the trifecta.
The trifecta. Damn,
We're going-
3 straight
we're going triple time.
10s to start the album. I think that's a first for the channel, let alone Noah. Holy
Yeah.
Lord.
This album might be better than I give it.
All right, Cole.
I mean, yeah, just another ridiculous generational groove going on here. That's just, I mean, it's just grooves layered on top of each other, and somehow they write it so that it works perfectly. I mean, it feels so natural. Like, it's as chaotic as it is, but it always feels incredibly natural, and it just sounds like it's all supposed to be there. And then you get like 2 of my favorite guitar solos of the 80s in one song, and it's just insane. And the choruses are great, they're catchy as hell. 6.5 minutes is a lot.
It is.
I don't know if it needs to be quite that long.
Ooh.
You could cut maybe like, I don't know.
Oh, I don't think he's giving it a 10, Noah.
No,
I'm
no.
going 9.5.
Oh, wow. Noah's been glazing it harder than Cole has. My goodness. All right.
What an odd thing to happen.
Yeah, who saw this coming? Okay, Great Curve. Yeah, I agree. To get the negative out of the way right away, yeah, it's a little long. Probably cut a minute off of this song. You'd be a lot better.
No, because we'd be losing the second solo.
Well, no, I think you can just.
I'm not
trim
saying
it
to
down.
cut out the second solo.
No.
just
I'm
like-
not saying you cut out the second song. I'm saying trim out some of the fat. You know, you don't need to have.
There is no fat.
You don't
This is
need
a
to
lean
have
machine
the-
right here.
You don't need to have the extremely long, elongated choruses that he has throughout the song. And I'm not saying they're bad. They're good, but they don't need to be 45 a minute long, that type of thing. They could be a little shorter, probably like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a little shorter. You could probably chop a minute off and it'd be probably a perfect song. Outside of that, I mean, yeah, they talked about all the great things. Noah mainly talked about the amazing production here that we have. So much going on in this song, so much, too much to talk about, because there's so many things happening, from the background vocals coming in, which Spotify was even having trouble keeping up with because there's so many people talking and singing. David Byrne going into like 8 different vocal performances throughout this song, reaching high pitch, low pitch, slow pitch, changing his tempo, going all over the place. The lyrics are just as good as the first song, in my opinion, equal, and the instrumental is just it's so groovy. It's so the bongo drums, whatever bongo, congo, whatever drums they are, I love those. I usually always love a good bongo drum, and those are fantastic on this song. I'm gonna agree with Noah. I think this is a 10. So actually, me and Noah have been glazing this album harder than Cole has. Very interesting so far. Very interesting, because as we all know, well, me and Noah know, Cole is probably the biggest Talking Heads fan of all 3 of us, easily, right, Noah? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If I hear Cole glaze to overload, I'll can't say
You
that.
better
out loud.
leave then. You might
Yeah.
want to leave.
That's gonna be a little annoying.
10 from Unbiased Metal, 10 from Dakota Sinclair, 8.5 from Shadow Song. Okay.
There was like a week where I gave this song a 10, but I
Well,
cannot say
I've
that
only
it
heard
feels
this
like a
song
10
like
anymore.
3 total times. So for me, I probably haven't heard enough to lower it yet.
Crosseyed,
Not-
painless, and the Great Curve they feel like two of the songs that are the closest to a 10 without quite being a 10.
Fair enough.
Hell, I could give them both a 9.75 if I wanted to.
How did my
Oh.
camera just shut off? Okay. I don't know.
You're coping too hard.
My computer did not
Okay.
We good? Hello? Oh, okay.
Oh my.
Oh,
He
are we
is
back?
tweaking.
We're back. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Don't know what
I preferred the other one.
happened there.
Yeah, I like the where it's just shifting around.
Funny. 9.5/10 from Jonathan. Best album of the 80s. You have to have a special license to pose that question. Well, the poll so far has been leaning no. So slight no, but it is a no so far. Nobody heard what you said.
He
fine.
loves
Oh,
melding
okay.
words.
Okay. Masterpiece album, along with Speaking in Tongue. We got a big Talking Heads fan here. Matt John, big Talking Heads fan. Agreed, but still a 10. David Byrne is from my hometown in Scotland. That is awesome, Mikey Cole. That is really cool. All right, up next. Oh boy. Once in a Lifetime.
This is the song where Cole's gonna pick up the switch and beat me.
Wow. This is gonna. That's okay. That's so stupid.
If the song is good enough, it can go on forever. I don't care.
I agree.
And you may find yourself living in a shotgun shack. And you may find yourself in another part of the world. And you may find yourself behind the wheel of a large automobile. And you may find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife. And you may ask
Start doing the
yourself,
dances.
well, how did I get here? Letting the days go by. Let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by. Water flowing underground into the blue again. After the money's gone, once in a lifetime. Water flowing underground. And you may ask yourself, how do I
That
like
always
this?
hits different.
And you may ask yourself, where is that
I'm
large
convinced this part
automobile?
is Cole's
And
favorite
you may
part of the
tell
album.
yourself, this is not my beautiful house. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife. Letting the days go by. Let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by. Water flowing underground into the blue again. After the money's gone, once in a lifetime. Water flowing underground. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
How is this a
Same
hit?
as it ever was. Same as it
How is this not a bigger?
Same as it ever was. Same
Because of
as it
this.
ever was.
Same as it ever
Water
was.
dissolving and water removing. There is water at the bottom of the ocean.
I love that lyric.
Carry the water. Remove the water at the bottom of the ocean.
I want to know how he came to the idea to do this. Where did that thought come from?
Drugs. Yeah, go for it.
Hey, no.
Yep.
We're going 4 straight.
Considering I said this is the song where Cole picks up the switch and beats me.
Yeah, I forgot.
I can't
Sorry that
You
I'm
may ask
sensible.
yourself, what is that beautiful house? You may ask yourself, where does that highway go to? And you may ask yourself, am I right? Am I wrong? And you may say to yourself, my God, what have I done?
You're gonna get up and start doing the little.
I don't even think it would.
Cole, you should have
Camera wouldn't even give me.
a suit for this one.
Start strutting.
Don't have a big suit.
Just any suit.
But it's not the big suit we're lacking.
Or at least the suit coat.
I should have just been really sweaty. Just,
Can you start floating on your wall? Okay. I can't believe he practiced these,
Same as it ever was.
invented these moves.
Look where my hand was. Time isn't holding up.
Shadow, you are very lucky. We had very different radio plays in our childhood.
Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
Only downfall of the song is this part right here.
There's a couple.
Same as it ever was.
I can't even be in the same continent as this. level of
Too bad that you're within a
All right.
pretty
Who gets
close.
who
I
starts?
feel
area.
gross being around the two of you right now.
I say one slightly negative thing and Cole's like,
You're mentally unstable.
all right, that was once in a lifetime. Well, I can't type. Oh my god, I thought I deleted the whole thing. Okay. Let's do. You know what? Let me go first.
No, I said I was going
Oh.
first, little boy.
Damn, chill, son.
No, I will not.
You're up.
Yo, I'm about to come out here with some malarkey. That was the best song of the 1980s.
Oh.
I don't even care what your argument is. That's the best song made in the 1980s.
Chad, do
That's
you
the
agree?
Best one. That's the best song of the 80s. That's one of the most perfect songs that's ever been written in the history of mankind. It doesn't even make sense to me how you could possibly find an error with that song. That's the definition of a perfect song. It's also just happens to be like one of the top 5 greatest choruses in the history of music. It's got, I mean, you could say that is the most well-produced song of all time too. And I'd be like, that's a good pick. That's a great fucking pick. The groove is spectacular. The bass line is amazing. It's so simple yet so crazy catchy. David Byrne gives one of the most iconic and one of my favorite vocal performances of all time. He studied like how preachers give sermons to sing this song. And then, I mean, I already mentioned how fucking incredible the chorus is, and also some of the greatest lyrics ever written in the 1980s, and some of the greatest lyrics ever written in the history of music. I'm really curious to know how the hell that there is a problem with this song, or even something about this song that isn't spectacular, because this is just one of the easiest 10s I can think of, and easily one of the 25 greatest songs of all time.
I knew he was gonna fucking do that.
Before we do go to Noah, I'll go next just because I'll let you finish, Noah. So first of all, Cole, all facts, no cap on that. You absolutely nailed pretty much everything I was gonna say. I had a negative thing at the very end of the song when he's doing his last oh boy, I forget what the lyrics are. Letting the days go by part, or no, same as it ever was part. He just kind of it's just a little lackadaisical for me compared to the rest of the song, which is just such a high energy, fun rhythm. And it just doesn't. The only thing is it doesn't just flow as smooth as the rest of the song does. Outside of that, that's a perfect song.
Fuck up, idiot!
Wrong.
What a moron!
No, you're wrong. It does. It
No,
does
I'm
not.
You're just so stupid.
Outside of that, I back up everything else you said. This is one of the catchiest songs of all time. It has one of the greatest vocal performances of all time. Easily the best David Byrne vocal performance I've ever heard. The lyrics are fantastic. And they're funny, and they're quotable, and everything you would want a great lyrics to be. It has and delivers. Instrumental production, all of it wraps up so well for this. And it when you know a song peaks when the chorus progresses a little higher pitch, and it just builds up into a really quick chorus that is just so recognizable and just immediately memorable. There's a reason this song is as popular as it was when it came out. I'm not sure how popular it was in the 1980s, but it certainly got more popular as it progressed, got older.
As the days go by.
As the days go by. Yeah, that's a 10, easily. Not 400, Jesus, 10. There we go. All right, Noah.
Oh. It's not 10. It's not 10. Here's why.
I am not zoning out. I'm not even interested.
Let's
You're
hear
just-
him out,
perfect.
chat. Let's
You're
hear
just
him
trying to
out.
be different. You don't want to give 4 10s in a row.
Let's
No.
hear him out, chat.
Mental
No.
unstable.
You can zone out, so I don't have to put it down lightly. It's okay. Okay, so same as it ever was. No. A song of that is not a 10. That doesn't add
What?
nearly as much substance as the rest of the song.
What's wrong with the bridge?
The bridge doesn't really do much for me. And I don't know what you're
Just
talking
not
about.
get it
Best
lyrically.
David Byrne vocal performance.
That's
no,
what I've heard.
not at all.
What's
say
better?
that, bro.
I
It's
mean,
not,
I don't wanna
it's
spend
not his
an
best
hour-
singing. It's
I
just
think it is.
the cooler.
He's
really
fucking
not even-
talking for half of it. It's like yelling.
There's water on the bottom of the ocean.
Like, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, sure. It gives me a couple ha-has, and it has a good chorus.
Yeah.
But this song's so overrated. Holy shit.
This is
So
Brain
your
dead
problem
right now.
is with the bridge and the parts where he shouts out like there's water on
Bridge
the
and
bottom
being
of
a
the
little
ocean.
too goofy.
A little too
Trying to be a little too goofy.
Okay.
Talking heads are being too goofy.
Like, it's blending the lines of being funny.
But
and
he's
being
been
corny.
doing that the
This
whole
is the
album.
worst take I've ever heard from you. Ever.
Well, I
He's
don't
doing
fucking
Number
this,
care.
one.
but
This just rocketed to your worst take of all time.
I don't want to
Well,
spend an hour arguing on this song, but he
Yeah.
has been doing this the whole album so far. Why does this one bother you so much? The
Because they did
goofiness.
so much more instrumentally. They did so much more structurally. They did
Okay.
so much more. They added way more substance. This song is more basic, so that stuff, like, or more simple, not basic, like in a bad way. That's not what I mean. But that stuff stands out more when there's less things happening.
I mean, it's
and
not
for me,
basic
makes it less
compared to a
enjoyable.
lot of popular bands, though, and popular
Yeah, but
music.
for Talking Heads and for a 10, quote unquote. Yeah, it ain't gonna do it for me.
What's your
8.5 to a 9.
8.5 to a 9. Not even, I guess, technically
By
barely
far your worst
cracking.
take of all time. Not even close. I,
Did you-
I don't even know what else it would be.
Did you
I don't
know
think
that-
this-
take of all
did
time.
you
I don't
know
think
that
this
that
will
was his
ever reach
take
a 10 for me.
beforehand? Damn.
I figured he
Damn.
would get. Before this, I honestly thought he would just give The Great Curve and this song a 10. I thought those would be the only ones on the album.
I'm a little surprised. I thought you were a once in a lifetime fan. I really was. I thought you didn't.
I
like...
enjoy the song.
I thought Crosseyed and
enjoy the
Painless
song.
was the one you weren't a huge fan of. Oh my!
Opinions change,
Wow.
and you grow up.
Is this your first time you ranked it below
Don't
it?
ever fucking say
Is this
that
the first
again.
time you ranked it where you have on this listen, or is this
No.
like an opinion you've had for a while?
It's been for a while, and I've never brought it up
Wow.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
the worst take I've ever heard from
All
him.
right. Unbiased
if
metal
that's
with a
true.
10. Get Cole some chocolate milk. Do we have chocolate milk on deck tonight?
I have very little. I should have got some before I came on. I already drank some on stream.
Purple Rain is the best
Shut
song
the
of the
fuck
night.
Just shut your stupid face.
Will this
All
bring us
right,
back
all
together,
right,
Cole?
yeah,
Hating on
Lord.
Purple Rain?
There you go. 9 from Dakota Sinclair.
Only so
Okay.
much.
Cole is fucking brutal, but he's also right.
Cole was always right.
I agree with Ryan's criticism. Noah is pranking us now. A 10 for Shadow Song. Noah's been demoted from king to court jester.
Darn.
Shit is gonna. I mean, 8.5 and above is still a decent rating. Well, of course, above
it
an
is.
8,
It's a
8.5 and
positive
above is
rating.
a great rating. But Cole holds this song in extremely high esteem. This is probably a top 10 song.
Oh,
of
if you
all
ever
time.
get if you ever give a different pop song a 10 ever, I'm gonna fist fight you. You're never if based on what you said about that song, you can legally never give another pop song a 10.
Oh,
Because-
all right. We gotta move on. We can have the pop argument later on. All right, up next, Houses in Motion.
Oh,
Now look at that. We have tied it up for Remain in Light being the best album of the 80s. 50-50 split.
I honestly have no clue if it is.
Who's in the right place?
Honestly, because that's like those 4 songs are like the first half of the album,
As we watch him,
sorta. I mean, although on the vinyl it's
My
weird,
man.
but
to know.
that's like the best first 4 songs on an album that has more than 4 songs ever.
It just had to exclude Godspeed there.
What? No, it's a bit, this is just a boring answer because there's shit that's gonna happen to
It's
it.
the accurate answer.
I know it's the accurate answer if we're only talking about
Illegal
best
opinions.
4 songs in a row.
I'm just preparing myself for the sheer energy drop that's about to happen in the next couple songs.
Is
That's
there
what people
announcements
need to
coming at
grow
the
up
end
about.
of this stream or the next?
What, the second half of this album?
Yes, that's what people need to grow up about.
So we did the announcement. We have a it's a 1,000 subscriber announcement. So when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we have a big stream coming. But we did a preview of the announcement in the end of the last stream. If you want to go back and look. Also, I'll save that for after this song.
Well, do you remember my opinion about the ranking of the songs of the second half? What's number one?
I remember it was bad.
Well, it hasn't changed.
No, I don't remember it.
Okay, good. I'm probably gonna get a new worst take.
I don't think you could top that, honestly.
Fucking 8.5. Blow me.
You hate this album?
Why did you come to the Remaining Light stream?
Well, Arthur, maybe your opinion will change as you listen to it. Though I'd be interested to see why you hate it.
Is there anything in particular that you hate about it?
Their best is Speaking in Tongues.
So you like Speaking in Tongues, but you hate
So a
Remain in
Talking
Light?
Heads fan that hates Remaining in Light.
I too used to think that was their best album for a bit.
You don't see that very often.
Their best is out. Speaking in Tongues is second best.
It's not a terrible opinion. I get it.
I don't know why you like any songs of Speaking in Tongues. That was your take about Once in a Lifetime.
Well, I'm glad you came, Shadow Song, and I hope you feel better.
Instrumentals are much more memorable.
Oh my god.
Most of the songs.
This is the opposite of Once in a Lifetime is a better instrumental than every song on Speaking in Tongues.
Okay, that's not accurate.
It is accurate. It's one of the worst takes I've ever heard.
Speaking in Tongues has one of their best grooves, period, on a song.
Sure. Once in a Lifetime could be their best groove.
It's not. Okay, no.
Can you not do this when we're in the middle of a song? That's nothing to do with this album. All right,
Nothing to do with it. We just talking about a song on this album.
That was Houses in Motion. Let's do Noah.
Yeah, I've heard the song very large amount of times. That's not not a great way of wording it, but you understand what I mean. It's like the most solid song of the album. Like, it's not. I don't think it does anything amazing, but it does nothing really bad. Decently catchy, good instrumental. Not super. Doesn't have me crazy grooving like the previous couple, but still good. This song is like an 8.
All right, I'd like to go. So yeah, I'm gonna actually agree with Noah a bit here for the first time. This is where the album does stop going from 10s like all the way up, as high as you can go, to it does start falling down a bit here. The groove is less groovy. It's still there, but it's less. And David Byrne's vocal performance isn't doing as much for me as it was before. Lyrically, it's still pretty good, but not elite. And it just feels like everything's a little less. He had the scale on max. He was pulling that knob to the farthest he could. And I was let up a bit, and it's a little bit let off. So I agree pretty much with what you're saying. I do think it's a little better. I'll give it 8.5 to a 9, but it does start turning a bit looser now after such peak performances so far. All right, Cole, tell us why we suck and we're idiots.
People always have the same fucking complaint. Like the rest of this album is supposed to sound like the first half of the album or something. When it's clear that they're going for a wildly different sound on the last 4 songs.
This one's not wildly different.
I didn't think this one was wildly different. It still had the same groove.
When it comes to the second half, this is the most similar to the
groove
first.
as any song on the album.
It's got a very similar groove that is making you bop back and forth, just like the fret.
Yeah, it has a really good groove. I agree. The groove
Just
is
not
really
as
good
much,
and
though.
really catchy. Yes, because it's not trying to be as much.
Okay, well,
You say it like it's a criticism. Like, it's obviously not trying to have that intense of a groove. It's obviously going for more atmosphere now,
sure.
which I think it achieves greatly. This song is, while still being super catchy, I think this song is super fun. I love the lyrics. One of the coolest trumpet solos that I've ever heard on a song. Don't even know how they got a trumpet to sound like that, frankly. I love how David Byrne goes back and forth with his own vocals on the verse and the chorus. I think that's awesome. And the production is brilliant as always. I'm giving the song a 9.
Okay, so I gave it 8.5 to 9. I'm getting trash for it. Jeez, God.
I didn't like
down.
your reasons.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, so Jonathan, I guess, sort of agrees with kind of all of us, where yes, it is a different song, and they are going for a different, he mentions once a lifetime. It feels like a transition song to this part of the album, and I agree. There is clearly a difference in the next half of the album. That being said, I don't have to love the difference. The first half I loved. That doesn't mean I'm gonna have to love the next half of the album.
I didn't say you had to love it. People criticize it. People criticize the last 4 songs on this album because it doesn't sound like the first half. It's like, it's not fucking supposed to.
Well, maybe it's not as good.
Language.
I didn't say it was as good. The first 4 songs on this album is some of the greatest songs ever made. I didn't say it's as
It's hard
good.
to be
I'm just
perfect
saying
for 8 songs.
it is going for a different vibe. Completely different
All right,
vibe.
unbiased metal with the 8.5, but all their songs are so abstract and tribally groovy, but a slight bit undercooked. 9, dead on with Cole's rating. Dakota Sinclair gives a 7.5. I agree, Dakota 7.5 from Shadow as well. All their songs sound better live.
Some do.
I've heard them live. I think they kind of sound the same, to be honest. I don't really notice a huge difference.
There's a couple that needed more energy that got it in a
I
live
will say
performance.
watching David Byrne sweat his ass off live is way funner though.
I
that
will
makes
say,
it a lot funner to watch.
Burning Down the House live is better than studio.
Oh, that's an
I
I
issue.
feel like I
true.
should have mentioned that Once in a Lifetime has the greatest music video of all time.
It does. It's got a
Just-
great. Well,
just to-
not the greatest, but it's a great music video.
Just to circle jerk it a little bit more.
I hate their bet. Oh, sorry. I saw something that artist said. Remain in Light sounds like noise and rhythm. I love noise, but I despise groovy.
I don't really know why you even listen to Talking
That
Heads
is
if you don't like
so
grooves.
interesting, Arthur. You have a very interesting take that I've never heard someone despise groovy. That is unique. All right, hey, there are some things for everyone, I guess. All right, up next, seen and not seen. This is where we take a drastic turn from the first half of the album.
He would see faces in movies, on TV, in magazines, and in books.
I love how eerie his delivery is.
Sounds like a teacher.
And that
Professor.
by keeping an ideal facial structure fixed in his mind, or somewhere in the back of his mind, that he might,
Cole, you got a
force
question.
of will, cause his face to approach
Do I
those
like
his
This Must Be the
ideal.
Place? I adore This Must Be the Place. One of my favorite songs of all time. One of the greatest love songs ever written.
Gradually his face would change its shape. More hooked nose. Wider.
I'm so confused what he's going for here.
beady eyes,
Let him cook.
a larger forehead,
Lyrically,
Yeah, really, man.
it's very direct. That's exactly what he's saying.
that this was an ability he shared with most other people. They had also molded their faces according to some ideal. Maybe they imagined a new face would better suit their personality. Or maybe they imagined that their personality would be forced to change to fit the new appearance.
I guess.
This is why first impressions are often correct.
Big fan of the lyrics on this one.
Although some people might have made mistakes,
I'll agree with you on that note.
they may have arrived at an appearance that bears no relationship to them. They may have picked an ideal appearance based on some childish whim or momentary impulse. Some may have gotten halfway there and then changed their minds. He wonders if he too might have made a similar mistake.
You just don't hear songs like this being made anymore. You just
Hear them
don't.
being made ever.
But like, I mean, sure, I'll give you that. The Talking Heads was a very unique band, even for their time. But can you name a band that sounds like this in the last 2 decades? No, you can't. Who puts out music like this nowadays? Really doesn't exist. All right, that was seen and not seen. Anyone want to go first?
I'll take a swing.
All right.
Yeah, this is where I start to enjoy the atmosphere more. The tones on the keyboards are beautiful. Add so much texture to the song. Great bass. And then it's just David Byrne spitting, doing some
Spitting.
doing like some slam poetry about people and their behaviors. And it's I'm surprised that nobody has done a song like this where they talk about things like this and got it so spot on. Definitely an underrated track on the album, I think. I'd give that a 9.
Very interesting. Okay, so yeah, the titles of these songs are very, very well made because they all have some aspect of the actual theme of the song lyrically in them. So I'll give them credit for that. Very rarely do you see that nowadays in titles. So titles seem to be whatever the hell the artist wants to put on there. Oftentimes has nothing to do with the song whatsoever. I agree. The lyrics are great. Maybe the second best song here lyrically on this album. I hate spoken word music. Nah, I hate it. I can't. It bothers me. It does something to me internally that it pisses me off. And so there will never be a spoken word song I'll ever give a 10 to. And it's very hard to even get above an 8 for me on this. Fairly basic melody and rhythm here, but it's cool to see the instrumentals that they bring in to a little bit different. I think, was there a flute or recorder in there?
I'm not sure.
I
It's hard
bet
to
it was
tell.
a keyboard.
Yeah,
What instruments
might just
were
have
dealing with.
been might have just been a keyboard, but really cool to see the different usage of the keyboards they've had. All sorts of different sounds throughout this album. This will probably be the highest I've ever given a spoken word song at an 8. Cool.
I mean, I don't know. I've never listened to this and been like, "Oh yeah, this sounds like spoken word to me."
That's
I don't
100%
know.
spoken word.
Okay, yeah.
Well, he doesn't
so I'm
sing.
listening to you now. He kind of does. I think okay, it's not like it sounds like Spiderland by Slint. It's not anywhere near that to me at all. That's what I would call spoken word. And I mean, I agree with you. I hate spoken word in music 99% of the time, but I don't know. I just never really consider this to be spoken word. Anyway, love this song. Huge fan. Love the direction that they're going in. Love how eerie everything is starting to get. Brian Eno really showing off his ambient stuff at this point on the album, and combining that with David Byrne's bizarre lyricism and really abstract songwriting is super cool to me. And somehow taking all that and still making it really catchy. I don't know how they did it. Blows my mind every time I hear this album. I'm feeling a 9 on this song.
9 as well. Okay. Noah and Cole starting to agree again. Took a little bit, but they're starting to come back
change.
together.
I had no problems with him up until Once in a Lifetime. I haven't had any problems with him since, but boy, that was just upsetting. It felt personal, honestly. It felt like a personal attack on me.
It was kind of personal to never reveal it until now.
That's I was surprised. I had never heard that opinion. I threw all words are spoken, but not all words are spoken the exact same. Some are sung, some are rap, some are rhythmically said, I guess you could say. I did not feel that was it felt to me like he was reading something off of like poetry. It was more like he was like reading poetry.
There's a very specific, I mean, there are songs in which people like, I mean, I don't know if you've heard Spiderland by Slint, but that's just a good example of like them literally not singing. I don't get that from this song at all.
When you don't add any vocal rhythm whatsoever, it just irritates the hell out of me. That's just a personal thing I have. It's like everyone has something personal that irritates them about music or they love, and it's one of the things I hate. 7 from Dakota Sinclair. That's why I give it a 7. Yeah, I mean it's you know, some people love it, some people don't care for it. It doesn't bother. I don't think it bothers Noah at all, but some people hate it.
Probably the biggest spoken word person here.
Yeah, I think it doesn't bother you at all. 8 for brilliant lyrics. Again, I agree. Great lyrics. Maybe that's the reason it was a bit more monotone of a song, because he just wanted to make sure people were aware of what he was saying. It's certainly a possibility. There's a consistent rhythm in the vocals, so you can argue singing/rapping of the song. I did not hear any consistent rhythm at all. So if you do, good for you, though. If you want a spoken word 10 song, try Third Uncle.
If you want a spoken word 10 out of 10 song, try Third Uncle.
I see the lyrics of a reflection of how or why we see others the way that we do. Yeah, I mean, that's what he's going for. Why humans see humans the way that we do. 9. Jonathan, you change your rankings every single time you place one. You're like, 9, 8.5 actually. Or you just go up or down or whatever. Usually it's down. It's very funny the way you do it. All right, up next, Listening Wind. Starting to get into those tribal titles now.
This is a bit of a bop, bit of a hood classic.
Yeah, Listening Wind, the hood classic.
Hey man, wind in my heart.
Also, chat, I'm going to post in here a link. Make sure to go vote in our poll we put up there on our channel on a post when you get the chance. Like I said, the titles of these songs in this album are so good for what the lyrics are about.
This village from a nearby hill. More chic thinks of days before Americans came. He serves the foreigners in growing numbers. He sees the foreigners in fancy houses. He dreams of days that he can still remember. Now, chic holds a package in his groovy
What's up, Cosmic? Glad you can make it.
my heart, the wind in my heart, dust in my head, dust in my head, the wind in my heart, the wind in my heart, come to drive them away, drive them away. The wind in my heart, the wind in my heart, the dust in my head, the dust in my head, the wind in my heart, the wind in my heart, come to drive them away, drive them away. Buys his equipment in the marketplace. Plants devices through the free trade zone.
Incredible aesthetic he creates here.
Feels the wind is lifting up his
Incredible.
calls. The wind to guide him on his mission. He knows his friend the wind is always standing by. Oh shit, smells the wind that comes from far away. Mojik waits for news in a quiet place. He feels the presence of the wind around him. He feels the power of the past behind him. He has the knowledge of the wind to guide him on. The wind in my heart, the wind in my heart, dust in my head, dust in my head, the wind in my heart, the wind in my heart, come to drive them away, drive them away. The wind in my heart,
I want to go first.
the wind in my heart, dust in my head.
I think I just had a crazy revelation about David Byrne. It's like a thought just bursted into my
It's
head.
Brian's like, I wonder if he's autistic.
No. Something wilder than that, honestly. Wow, I don't know how I never thought of this before after listening to him. All right, that was Listening Wind. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so first thing I just wanted to say that popped in my head right away is that he and Kendrick Lamar have so much in common.
Oh my!
Despite
oh
being
wow!
entirely different genres, him and Kendrick are such similar artists. All right, I just wanted to put that out there. But now about the song. I don't know how this song has never popped up on my radar as being interesting or listenable before. Maybe by this point in this album, I was like tuned out, or I don't exactly know. But holy shit, this is amazing. This is incredible. I mean, I can't glaze this hard enough. This is fantastic. It's start to finish, lyrically, the aesthetic he creates, the vocal performance, the whatever, I don't care how I said it, the wind chimes he uses to create the feeling like you're out in the tribes and the plains among the tribal people. It's incredible. Everything he does is incredible on this song. What is it's true?
The planes.
What? That's all facts. What I said.
That's so funny. I don't know
I
why.
love this. The only thing that could possibly have made this better is no. Honestly, I think it covers that too. No, that's a 10. That's a 10. That's fantastic. That's a 10. And maybe I'm overhyping it because I just like had a revelation during the song about this and the way but that was fantastic. I love that. Cole, you look like you had a very different answer right after that, so go ahead.
I think a 10 is dramatic. I mean, it's a great song, and I love it. I mean, yeah, I love the atmosphere of this song. I love the lyrics. I think the chorus is great. I love how detailed it is, while still sounding incredibly spacey and eerie as hell. The lyrics about a terrorist are bizarre and cool for some reason.
What?
Did you not see him
What?
planting devices?
Am I reading the wrong lyrics or something? Oh,
Did you
no.
not see that? Did you not?
Mohik buys his equipment in the marketplace, plants devices through the free trade zone.
Certainly sounds like some terrorism to me.
I was not following that to mean terrorism, but fair enough, I guess. Okay.
That's what I got from it.
Okay. I don't think I agree with that. I'm not sure I agree with that. Maybe the
Not
genius
sure it's up for
is-
debate.
I mean, maybe that's what he meant, but that's not what I was reading into it. But all right, continue.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, this part of the album is certainly going for more of an atmosphere than anything else, and I think they're doing a great job. I'm feeling a 8.5 to a 9.
Oh, that's so low, or at least
I don't know where
Wow.
you're getting a 10 from.
the vibe and the aesthetic he creates, and like you said, the atmosphere is perfect. Sorry, Noah, go ahead.
Yeah, I thought I'd be the listening wind guy here.
I wasn't before.
Apparently not. I'll agree with most of what you said, besides the Tribes, the Plans, and Kendrick Lamar.
I think that's entirely the vibe he's going for. The song is
Yeah,
called
he went for that
Listening
Kendrick
Wind.
Lamar vibe.
No,
while
I
he
don't
was
think.
fucking
No,
stealing his
I'll
daddy's
explain
balls.
that. I'll explain that one afterwards. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I was just goofing with you, but for the most part, I agree. Though I think you take it up a notch, maybe a notch where I don't necessarily
I'm
think it
probably
belongs.
overriding it too much right now, but that was the immediate vibe I got.
But yeah, it's a great song. I'm feeling a 9.
9. Okay. So the Kendrick Lamar explanation was just this album. He has sort of gone through a massive change in the theme of this, very similar to Pimp a Butterfly, where you start and some songs have such grooviness, such high energy, and then they shift all the way down, and now you're talking like in this tribal, at least to me, that's where I'm getting it, tribal atmosphere that he's creating. Is very, very metaphorical and all that. It's such a Kendrick Lamar-esque concept album to me. And maybe it's not meant to be a concept album, but the concept the theme of it has completely shifted. I mean, the album is very conceptual in the terms, like it feels like a very earth-winded album. It's talking about a lot of different places on Earth, globe-winded. So
Earth-winded, globe-winded. Are these words?
Earth-winded. Can you not figure that out? Like, it's not a word.
the fuck
I'm
does
just
that mean?
hyphenating. It's like,
I've never heard that.
okay.
I don't really know what places they have referenced. But
I mean, the Earth as a whole. It's why he talks about, in the song,
my God.
with the curved shape or whatever the hell the song is.
Great curve.
that
Great
is
Curve.
not what the Great Curve is. I
He references the
this is
Earth
the
many
world
times.
Moves. The world. Okay.
All
We're
right.
talking about a woman.
Unbiased Metal says 10. Shadows says, I'm wondering if I'm autistic now. Dakota with a 7.5. Not a big fan, but still likes it. I agree. That's fire. Let's go. So hard to rate a song. 9.5. I thought it was just free trade among other tribes. I didn't see that dark interpretation. That's what I thought. They take it
Right,
in a completely different direction.
So you see
So-
that comment? You see
What?
that comment by E.T. Field that this is not the best album of the 80s because Spirit of Eden by Talk Talk
Ooh.
exists?
That's a banger album. You're not wrong, AT Field. That's a
Listen,
fantastic album.
I love Spirit of Eden. I don't think Spirit of Eden is quite a 10. We'll get to my rating of this album momentarily.
Cosmic's gonna give it a 10 as well. Okay, 9.5, and I'm adding it to my meditation playlist. Love
Well, Cosmic usually gives songs that she loves an 11, so maybe
So maybe it's not a lot.
Darn
Maybe it's
it.
like I really, really like. All right, we have reached the end of Remain in Light. So sad for Cole, but now we are on Listening Wind 9.5. Now we are on The Overload. Corey, are you gonna glaze the
It's gonna be
Overload for
painful.
Alex?
I'm planning on it.
Yep.
Also, I'd like to tell chat real quick. I'm gonna pause this just so I can edit this out. Sorry, chat. We will be taking, and I'm gonna be setting up, but we'll be taking moderator applications very soon. We'll be going over them. If you want to become a moderator, you can fill out a form on Google, and we'll start linking it in each stream, and we'll probably also link it in our YouTube videos as well. So if you would like to become a moderator, when we start, feel free to fill out the application, and we'll let you know.
Cool.
I didn't even tell you guys that, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, but
But,
that's fine. Intro sounds like it'd be some fucking Doom music, like some Joy Division type shit if they kept going.
Terrible signal. To even recognize.
God, this is so Joy Division-y. Jeez.
Gentle collapsing. The removal of the insides.
At least you're honest, Shadow. I was just thinking it sounds like Joy Division.
Especially the vocals.
By your pleas.
I'm sure Cosmic would make a great mod.
These moments. We're all
Maybe I'm gonna like the song more because it's very Joy Division-y.
in someone's eyes.
Oh my god.
Great album, loser.
Frequent returning and leaving unnoticed. A condition of mercy. A change in the weather. A view to remember. The center is missing. They question how the future lies in someone's eyes.
That is pretty awesome, Weezer. I didn't know that. Just pausing it here because we are getting warnings, and I don't want to get cut off at the very last song. But yeah, copyright problems. Sorry, guys. Happens when you have even shorter albums sometimes. Gonna give it a couple more seconds. Oh my gosh, Shadow Song, 3 streams in a row with a super chat. You are too generous. Thank you so much. This is for Ryan's dancing during Fleetwood Mac's The Chain and Noah mentioning Joy Division.
Thank you.
You're the absolute best. Thank you so
Alright.
much.
Thanks.
Absolute. Yeah. If the song makes me feel a certain way, I'm gonna dance to it. I don't care. You donate more, but you're still ATP. Don't ever. Nobody should ever feel inclined to donate ever. But thank you for it, Shadow. We really appreciate
I
it.
agree, Nathan. We should do that.
All right, let's continue.
Totally agree.
Oh, Bitches Brew. We got a lot of jazz to get to before that. A lot of better albums. It's okay. It's still off topic, but I was watching The Sopranos, and I'm pretty sure I heard a Pharoah Sanders song. I think that is that one spiritual jazz album where the guy starts doing the really weird throat stuff.
Oh. Arma?
Yeah. That fucking one of those songs from that album was playing in Tony's sister's car, and I caught it. It's the fucking weirdest song I've ever heard in a TV show. Yep, Nathan.
Nathan knows. Okay.
You know what
I
I'm
didn't
talking
recognize
about.
that, but good catch.
What did I say?
Dude, one line. Shadow, I'm glad you enjoyed the dancing on Fleetwood Mac's chain because we got pretty jazzed for our Fleetwood Mac opinions.
Oh yeah. Alright, I remember how I feel about that album.
What's up, Tarny? Cole, does this song continue like this the rest of it?
Yeah, and you're gonna let it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that one?
If we get taken down, it's your fault. All your fault.
It seems like positive. Just don't end it.
What? What does that mean?
All right,
It's gonna pause
that
this.
is the overload. There we go. Let's have Cole start. He hasn't started in a while.
Just yay. Honestly, this is one of my favorite because this is just straight up like post-punk at this point.
Yeah.
Because as the story goes, according to the band, I don't know if this is entirely true, but they claim that when they had written this song, they had never actually listened to Joy Division before, but they had read reviews about Joy Division and what their sound was like and what Joy Division sounded like. And so they decided to write a song just based on what they had read about Joy Division. And came out sounding a lot like Joy Division. I do think that they very much put their own Talking Head spin on it, especially like lyrically. And I think they do an amazing job. This is one of my favorite post-punk songs of all time. The atmosphere is just through the roof here. It's so eerie and ambient and dark and heavy, and I fucking love it. I love the lyrics. I love David Byrne's incredibly drony vocal performance here. It's everything just works. Everything just totally works for me. I love how long it is. If anything, I kind of wish it was even longer than it is, because I just love this sound. I love this style of music. It's awesome. Feeling a 9.5.
Okay, one thing, Cole. Stop moving around in your chair when you're talking because it picks up all sorts of background noise that just starts flying through. Okay, all right, I'll continue with the overload. I did not know any of that about Joy Division or them trying to picture what Joy Division would sound like based upon what some magazine wrote about them. So for them to be able to do this and successfully sound like them is pretty freaking insane. So props to them. That's awesome. That being said, I don't love it. It's cool. It creates a nice atmosphere. Creates a a very unique vibe, and it's very it's definitely the most unique song on here compared to the rest of the album. It's just I feel like it's a very spacey type of like it's like picture deep, like picturesque vibe that you're getting there, and it's just so different than the rest of the album. And I know we rate songs by themselves, and there's nothing particularly wrong here. I don't love David Byrne's vocals; they're not my favorite. I think he has far better on this album. So I'm gonna go like 7.5 to an 8. Cole, when anyone gives anything on this album below a 9, I'm gonna shoot you in your head. Noah.
Oh yeah, this is a good song. Big fan of them trying to sound like Joy Division. Sounds a lot like them, especially on their last album, because it's a lot more atmospheric.
Yeah.
A lot of doom and gloom. The song sounds very dark, and I mean, I'm a fan of music like that. I like the vocal performance because, well, it sounds almost like Ian Curtis, and I'm a big old Joy Division fan. Little long.
A little long.
Besides that,
Sure.
it does a good job creating an atmosphere and maintaining it, and for the most part, keeping me entertained. I'll give it an 8.5.
Okay. So we did have some questions. Tarny asked, "Hey guys, I was just wondering what you thought of my goals beyond John McLaughlin."
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that is. Are you talking about? I would need more John McLaughlin on here. Who is John McLaughlin? You guys know?
Jazz guitarist.
Ah, okay. Is my goals beyond by John McLaughlin?
What are your goals?
No, I think that's the album.
The album.
My goals
Is that
beyond.
an album?
I guess so. All right.
It might be a while before we get to those.
I haven't listened to John McLaughlin solo stuff. I've only heard him in Mahavishnu Orchestra.
Dakota gives it an 8. Unbiased Metal gives it a 9. Yes, Spyro. Cole got to that right away, so good on that. It made me feel stoned even though I'm sober. This album is a 9.5 out of 10. Tarny is a fan, but enraged by your takes here. I'm so not sorry about that at all. If you don't get the lyrics, this is now just a 7.5 for me. God, I cannot read
If
today.
we don't get the lyrics, it's a 7.5 for you.
Supposedly they were disappointed when they actually heard Joy Division for the first time.
Yeah, fuck them for that. It's such a whack opinion.
8
Okay,
from
David.
Shadow Song. By the way, just for anyone who hadn't heard, or just at the end of the stream, if we have new people, we will be taking moderator applications. I will have a link that will be putting up in our videos and our live stream and be posted in the next few streams. If you want to apply to be a moderator, there will be a bunch of options you can choose from. So yeah. All right. It is final rankings time. So for those of you who've never been here before, what we do, final rankings, we rank our top 3 of the album. We rank the album 1 to 10 and give our final thoughts on it. This is Talking Heads. This is Cole's probably favorite album by Talking. I think it is your favorite album by Talking Heads. Let's have you start out. Cole, your top 3.
All right. At number 3, I believe I'm going to go with Crosseyed and Painless. At number 2, are we doing favorite or best?
It's a top 3.
I'll do best. 3, Crosseyed and Painless. 2, Born Under Punches, and 1 is Once in a Lifetime for me. Boy, I could really go on a spiel about this album. I think this is one of the most creative and successfully ambitious albums ever made, as well as being quite possibly the most well-produced album of all time, as well as being one of the most well-written albums of all time, and one of the probably top 5 catchiest albums of all time. I mean, I don't have any idea what the hell I would change about this album. It's written flawlessly to me. The performances are amazing. The grooves on the first 4 songs are spectacular. I love the atmosphere of the second half of this album. I think pretty much everything they try to do, they absolutely nail it. I love the lyricism of this album. There's really no aspect about this album that I don't love, and I honestly think it's one of the 10 greatest albums of all time, and definitely the best album of the 1980s. I'm easily feeling a 10.
Easily feeling a 10. Not even
very well may be a top 5 album of all time.
There you have it. All right. Let's go, Noah.
Okay, at number 3, we're gonna go Cross-Eyed and Painless. At number 2, Born Under Punches. At number 1, The Great Curve.
Wow.
This is a heck of an
Wow.
album. First half is unlike anything I've really ever heard. Tremendous grooves. Some really, really unique guitar work from Adrian Belew. And there never has and never will be another frontman like David Byrne. It's an amazing album. Second half, don't love it as much, but it serves a purpose, and I think it still does it very well. This is a 10.
That is a 10 as well. I'm honestly surprised you gave it a 10 based upon your Once on Lifetime rating. I really am. That's a little shocking. All right, so I don't think we're gonna have a single one of us are gonna have any top 3 in common because very, very different opinions on the best songs on this album. My number 3 is going to be, yeah, I think I am gonna go to that. I'm gonna go with The Great Curve, Cross-Eyed and Painless at 2, Once in a Lifetime at number 1. Yeah, I've definitely increased my ranking since the first time I heard this album, no doubt. Especially on some songs like Listening Wind. That one just kind of, I must have caught me in a great mood because that really went up high for me. What an album. It's one of the most unique albums in weirdest but in the most creative way we've done on this entire channel. David Byrne has such a unique way of being an artist, and with Brian Eno right by his side, they were just ripping through albums in the Talking Heads era where they were just creating some incredibly unique content that had just never been made and never tried, and they did it great. And they absolutely, and David Byrne has one of the most unique vocals and unique vocal tones that there is, but he knows when to use it properly, especially when it can be nailed in some of the grooviest melodies and rhythms they have, start to finish. Cole is a 80s denier about the entire decade, so him ranking this in the 80s is hilarious, but I will say this is at
The 80s
least
did not happen, but
yeah, okay, even though this album came out in 1980.
if they did happen,
If they did.
if
Anyway,
they had happened, it would have been the best.
anyway,
album.
I'm gonna put this one as a I'm gonna give it a 9.5 to a 10. This is probably my closest. I've always said this is the closest to a 10 that I've never given a 10, but it certainly is getting up there. And what the hell is going on in chat? Okay, thank you, Cole. Appreciate it. Took care of that real quick. Exactly why we are having moderator applications right there. Thank you, guys. Let's take a real quick look here at the rest of the chat outside of whatever that was. This album is a 9.5 out of 10. I already read that. Let's see, 10 out of 10 album from Unbiased Metal. I thought the 80s didn't exist. Yeah, see, Cole, you can't rank an
They
album in
didn't
the 80s
exist.
and then call
If they had existed,
Oh.
this would have been the best album of the 80s, but they obviously did not exist.
a 10 from Shadow as well. Overall, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 to a 9. If you guys want to do more post-punk stuff, check out the first 3 Wire albums. Amazing stuff. I'd love to see a stream of any of those albums.
Some Wire albums, they're pretty good.
Pink Flag is that one? Is that what that one's called?
Yeah, it's Pink Flag by Wire. It's a
That's a good
solid little punk record.
Well, that was our ranking of Remain in Light by Talking Heads. Thank you guys so much for 900 plus subscribers. We really appreciate it. We are getting so close to the so close to the 1,000 subscriber mark. The countdown is definitely on. Major announcement / we are going to be launching something at 1,000 subscribers. Stay tuned for that stream. Also, if you would like to vote on what time or day best suits you to be at that 1,000 subscriber stream, we are trying to have as many people there as possible. So there is a community post. It'll be in the description of this video. It is a vote. I put up 4 different time frames / days. Let us know what works best for you. The most popular one will win, and that will be the days, or that will be the night / day we stream at for our 1,000 subscriber one. We're really much looking forward to it. Thank you guys so much for all the sharing of the channel. Keep doing that so we can hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm talking too fast. And yeah, follow us on Twitter down below. If you follow us on Twitter, leave a like down below, hit subscribe, hit the bell if you want to get notified when we go live. We do all of these albums on stream, and we've been growing the stream. It's been growing very rapidly. We appreciate all those who keep coming back. And follow us on Twitter. We also put the link out when we go stream, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Alrighty, chat. 1K about to go crazy. Yeah, Alex knows. Alex indeed knows. It is going to be pretty sick, and it's going to be also just to like let you guys know. The next stream will have the moderator applications link for those who want to fill out one and become a moderator, or at least you're not guaranteed to become a moderator just from filling it out. But we will review all yours, and we will let you know if we think you're moderator material. Yeah, we have a lot of reasons to need moderators soon, especially as we keep growing. So fill out those applications next stream. We cannot wait. You guys have been awesome. The growth recently has been so fantastic. We keep mentioning that. Also, another shout out to Shadow Song for another super chat. You have been so great since first. No, not now. That is one I just saying during the stream. No, calm down.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, hi Alex. Funky ass eerie post punk type shit. Oh, sextet by a certain ratio. Wow. Post punk, funky, eerie. I mean, that does sound right up Cole's alley. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty much half the music he listens to nowadays is some really weird post punk. Oh no, post rock mainly. I'm gonna ask again for the Doors, Silverchair, and Alice in Chains reviews for the future. Dakota, I'll be honest. We'll see. Well, I have a list. It's probably 50 plus songs / artists now. I think it's probably over that people have requested. We will be turning paid album requests back on once we are probably finished with our Zeppelin discography. That's probably going to be the best way to get it, unless we have some must-have like brand new album requests that people come up with. But that's probably going to be the best way to get it. And you can find where to DM us on if you want to negotiate that later on. But there's a long queue of stuff. But yes, we will definitely get to some of those for sure in the future. I promise that. Joy Division. Silverchair is such a niche artist. I don't know. I've never heard of Silverchair, so that's going to be something we'll have to. These guys probably heard of him. You guys heard of him?
Yeah.
Okay. No one's heard of him. I'll pay for that when available. Well, we are definitely going to turn it back on. We just had to catch up with a whole bunch of stuff. It takes a while. Let me see. Did I miss anything? Because this is why this album is so interesting for me, because I'd rate most songs on this album 9+, and I listened to this album more than 10+ years. That is really surprising, actually. I probably rated this higher than I've ever rated on this stream for sure. You actually need to listen to the album because I only joined in for the last song. Yeah, AT Field. I would 100% go back and listen to this album for full if you only got here at the last one, because it is a extremely unique, fun album. There's some really young teenage Australian band that are quite good in the sound they're going for. What sound was that? What sound was Silverchair? First come first. Yeah, exactly. We're just trying to get caught up. We had a lot of requests. We were getting way behind. Plus, we also have people. We also have other stuff we have to do during our lives. So we gotta take it as we go. All right, chat. Really appreciate you guys coming out for the 900 subscriber stream. Thank you guys for 900+ subscribers. Really appreciate it. Keep sharing, keep spreading the word. Follow us where you can on the socials, and yeah, make sure to go vote in that poll on the community post so we know when the best time for you guys to have a stream, our big 1,000 subscriber stream, will be at. And hopefully we will see you guys. I'm not quite sure if we'll see you tomorrow. We might not. We do have a couple. We have, what's the next one we're doing? I think we're doing
Zeppelin or.
Well, the other idea was either it was finishing Zeppelin,
or what, Miles Davis?
and it was the Miles Davis one was Kind of Blue is the next one. We'll talk about. We'll figure it out. It's either going to be Kind of Blue,
Into the Outdoor, or Kind of Blue, I guess.
It's either going to be Kind of Blue or In Through the Outdoor. We will discuss amongst ourselves and get back. It might be tomorrow as well. But thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your night or